evening, everyone. I'm Jean McGowan, Alderman for the 4th Ward here in Geneva. It is my honor and privilege to be chairing this Committee of the Whole meeting this Monday, September 24th. So welcome, everyone, those of you joining us in the council chambers here and also watching from the comfort of home. Let the record show that all aldermen are present this evening. And we don't really need to do roll call. Everyone's here. So moving on to item number 2 on the agenda, approve Committee of the Whole minutes from September 10th, 2018. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Alderman Kilberg, or was it Bruno? Bruno, and then seconded by Alderman Marks, sorry, thank you. And then moving on to, oh, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful. Moving on to number 3 on the agenda, items of business. A is recommend suspending the rules to permit Alderman McGowan to be the co-chairman for this meeting and to vote on all action items on this agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Bruno.
Second.
Okay, second by Alderman Burgard. And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I figured since I voted for myself in the election to become an alderman, it would be okay if I vote for myself here to chair the meeting too, so I'm not going to abstain from that. Okay, and then moving on to 3B, recommend approval of special event application from Chamber of Commerce for Christmas walk and house tour, including street closures, use of city resources. And this will be December 7th through 8th, 2018. Is there a motion? Okay, I'll move by Alderman Swanson and seconded by Alderman Kilberg over there. So, or sorry, Maladra, pardon me. So, and yes, our Assistant City Administrator, Ben McCready, will give a little summarization,
Just per our procedure here, I'll just give a quick briefing on this. This is a rather routine matter. This has to do with an event that's previously been designated by resolution as an official city festival. I believe we've already covered it here, but such fees for city services are not charged back to the chamber for these type of events.
Okay, good to know. And I also see Paula Schmidt, our the chamber president, is here. If anyone has any other questions, or Paula, would you like to come up and say a few things about the Christmas walk and house tour?
Good evening to everyone. Nice to see you again. We just wanted to, the permit is basically this, pretty much the same as it has been past years. There's not too much we're going to be changing in the event, at least this year. So everything that's gone on is pretty much will happen again. So if there's anything that you have questions about, or if there's anything that you have any confusion on, hopefully I could help you.
Thank you.
And we also are, just so you know, when you do approve it, if you do, we are looking for volunteers for the house walk. So, thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone have any other questions or?
You answered them.
Okay.
Thanks.
I actually volunteered for the house tour last year after attending it for several years before, and I really enjoyed it. I had a fun being sort of a tour helper at Alderman Swanson's home, and I already picked out my top from the new Burlington Coat Factory for this year, so I hope you guys will have me back to
would
volunteer
love that.
again.
We would love that.
So, okay, wonderful.
I do have brochures, so if anybody wants.
Oh, great. Okay, so the motion's on the floor. It's been seconded. Is right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Thank you. It passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to item 3C, which is recommend draft ordinance amending Title IV Business and License Regulations, Chapter 2 Liquor Control, Section 4-2-13, adding 2 Class A2 liquor licenses for 7-Eleven store number 33850B, located at 621 West State, and 7-Eleven store number 33917B, located at 1105 Randall Court. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Marks, second by Alderman Clements. I'm glad I didn't call either of you Alderman Kilberg that time. So, is there any, okay,
And I'll just Again, just to add, what we have before us here is an ordinance amending Title IV, Section 4-2-13 of the Liquor Code. And what this does is it adds 2 liquor licenses for the 7-Eleven stores that have been previously stated. As you read in this document, you'll see the new owner is seeking to apply for the same license classification as was previously issued to the Randall Court location, as well as a second license for the West State Street location.
And we have representatives here from the 7-Eleven stores. If you'd like to come up and maybe introduce yourselves, and thank you for being here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sanjay Patel.
Can you please speak into the microphone? Thank you
My
so
name
much.
is Sanjay Patel. I'm the one who's going to be incoming franchisee on both stores.
And my name is Mike Broad. I'm the field consultant for the Geneva area. I've been here for 3 years, and I've been working with the existing franchisees, and very excited to be working with Sanjay now.
Thank you. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Are there any huge changes to the 7-Elevens that you're excited about, or do you think anything noticeable that customers will experience when they go there, or will it kind of be the same as it was for the most part?
I'll take that. Yeah, there are some changes that are going on right now. There's been a little bit of redecorating in the State Street location. And of course, if we do get the beer, wine, and liquor license that we're seeking, there will be some changes in the floor plan, according to the code of the village. Randall Road is going to be undergoing a similar facelift. If anybody has been in the store recently, they can see some of the changes that have been made. But other than that, it's pretty much business as usual.
And did both locations also have the liquor license previously, or just one of them?
No, Randall Road is the only one. Randall Road was licensed, I believe, in August of 2014 or 15. I think it was 15. They've been going ever since. And the liquor license at State Street was never really sought because the former franchisee didn't really want a liquor license at the time. However, that's why we're here now.
Okay. Any other questions from the council members? Yes, Alderman Kilberg.
Out of curiosity, and there may be viewers this evening, what items are you going to discontinue to create space in the stores for your liquor and wine department?
We're not going to, luckily at State Street, we don't have to discontinue anything. We've got some added footage there that we have some extra snack items. We will be consolidating our vault, when we call it a vault, it's a cooler. So we will take 3 doors and dedicate that to beer and wine. And then we're just going to take the other doors and just lower facings. For instance, our non-alcoholic beverages, we have an entire 2-door set that'll become a 1-door set. Energy, our energy, we have everything expanded right now in that store because of the footage. And so we can support 3 feet of liquor, we can support 6 feet of beer and wine, or 6 feet of wine, and then 3 vault doors with no difficulty whatsoever. We actually won't be discontinuing one item.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, Alderman Bruno.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Do you have a sense as to the, based on experience with other stores, the dollar volume of liquor that you expect to be moving through the store?
Well, Randall Road right now currently does $304 a day. I would say that the State Street location, being a busier location, we could hopefully expect a higher amount. We're never sure how much it's going to be, but we hope that it's going to be higher than the Randall Road amount. So I could give you a guess.
No, that's fine, thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Anyone from the audience? I have a question, Mr. Gupta, I guess. this would pertain to you. The previous franchise owners for these two locations were really strong supporters of the Geneva High School athletics program. Do you plan to carry on the same tradition?
Yes, I do. For that matter, I actually have letter from the village. I've been since 2011, so I'm actively involved in the community, and definitely I want to go forward doing these things.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. I know the young people in Geneva really enjoy seeing the pictures posted on the windows, especially at both locations, but especially I think the one on State, because it is so close to the high school, of the different athletic teams, boys and girls, and inside the store as well. Is that something that will also continue?
Oh, what do you want to
So
say?
I think the
something?
pictures were kind of
it's-
taken down, and a lot of people were wondering what happened.
Well, honestly, what happened there is those were personal pictures, and the former franchisee, or the current franchisee, took them down, partly because of the remodel, but then they never went back up. It's not part of our normal plan. However, the Village of Geneva is anything but normal in terms of the way the customer base has treated 7-Eleven. They've treated us so well. We would love to continue to do something like that. There's going to be a lot of things that we want to do, as far as outreach goes with the village, and we really want, and Sanjay has done a really good job in the Village of Lakemore, endearing himself to the community. They're very sad to see him go. His store is closing on October 16th, if that's what brings him here. And so, we're very excited to continue our relationship with the village. So you can expect to see those pictures probably back up at some point in time if it's,
Yes.
something that we're going to do, sure.
That's great to hear. Thank you very much. Okay, so without further ado, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, number 3D, recommend draft ordinance authorizing execution of fiscal year 2018-19 budget amendment number 2. Is there a motion? Moved by Alderman Marks,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Bruno. Any discussion? Or Ben, go ahead, please.
May I just add, what we have here compared to some other items is not necessarily routine. As you may recall, the City of Geneva provides administrative support, including oversight of the budget for TRICOM Central Dispatch. And what we have here is amendments to the 2018-2019 fiscal budget year that are requested for the purchase of the STARCOM radio system. This budget amendment has already been approved by TRICOM Central Dispatch's Board of Directors on September 19th, 2018. And I would just add, too, that we do have staff. We have Chief Passarelli, and also we do have staff from TRICOM, including Director Nicole Lamella, here to answer any questions you may have about this evening.
Okay, let's see. Nicole, would you be able to come up and maybe give a little more information about this item?
Good evening, everybody. We have been working on this project for about 2 years now. We knew our radio system and our infrastructure was needing to be replaced. It is aging. It is not state-of-the-art anymore. And we also, the FCC had given us a time frame to get off of the frequency that we're on. So we've done a lot of homework over the last 2 years and found that for interoperability, we were going to go with the STARCOM system, which is a Motorola radio system for the whole state of Illinois. You could talk on the radio in Geneva down to an officer or a firefighter in Springfield, and it can be completely clear. And the point of it is interoperability. So we've done our homework over the last 2 years. This year, at the beginning of the year, end of last year, we put in for a firefighters grant. That grant was $1.5 million. Against all odds, we got the grant, and it was the largest amount awarded in the United States. So that kind of sped up our processes a little bit because we thought that we were only going to be able to move the police to the frequency and to the new system. So we have been saving up for this. We have the money in reserves, and when this happened and this money came to us and was granted to us, we were able to take the money from reserves and move it over. We didn't think that we were going to get the grant, so I didn't budget for it initially, but this is just literally moving our money from reserves over to our budget now, so this year, so that we can pay for Motorola. With this grant, we got incredible pricing for all of the cities and all of the villages that we dispatched for involved. They offered us a wonderful deal, and so we saved more money than we would have initially by going forward. So that's why we're asking if you guys can pass the budget, which would allow us to sign the contract and start our business with Motorola.
All right, any questions for Ms. Lamella? Yes, Alderman Bruno.
Just wanted to commend TRICOM staff for working through this. I sit on the TRICOM Board of Directors, and it is quite the broad and invasive and expensive thing to evolve in this environment. There are pressures for consolidation from the state to consolidate emergency dispatch. The technology it's quite cumbersome to move here, so I'm glad we've got this budget passed. But kudos to everyone, the staff at TRICOM who do a great job. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Bruno. Anyone else? Okay, we'll take a voice vote on this one. So, and do I do that?
Voice vote?
Yeah, like a roll call.
Do you want roll call? or
Yeah,
voice
roll
vote?
call, sorry, I meant roll call, pardon me. Yeah, just for the fun of doing a roll call.
Mike Bruno?
Aye.
Tara Burkhart?
Aye.
Michael Clements?
Aye.
Becky Ruby?
Aye.
Dean Kilburg?
Aye.
Craig Maladra?
Aye.
Richard Marks?
Aye.
Jean McGowan?
Aye.
Jim Radecki?
Aye.
Robert Swanson?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so now moving on to 3E. Recommend draft resolution authorizing change order number 4 for the wastewater treatment plant improvements with IHC Construction. And this will increase the total contract amount from $10,393,059 to $10,394,013. And approval of an extension of the contract term for an additional 92 days.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Alderman Kilberg, seconded by Marks. Okay, we have Bob here, and Ben.
I was just going to add,
Forget every time.
it's quite all right. As you stated, we have before us here is change order number 4. This has to deal with the improvements being made to the wastewater treatment plant facility. And I would just add too, it's essentially for us, this is a routine assignment right now. Given the magnitude and size of this project, this change is relatively routine for what we're doing. But again, we do have staff here who are happy to answer any questions you may have.
Alderman Kilberg?
If I remember correctly, there's a timeline on this as far as compliance or completion.
Correct.
This 92 days will not create any type of a problem in meeting that requirement.
No, it won't. The IEP is expecting this.
Okay.
We've spoken to them about it already.
So then the completion date then would be extended to what, we're looking at roughly what month in
September.
2019?
September?
Okay, about a year from now.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks, Bob.
Anyone else? Any questions, comments? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Or abstained? Okay, it passes unanimously. Then, moving on to item F, recommend draft resolution authorizing execution of a contract with Accurate Edge Landscaping Service Incorporated for the 2018-2020 city and commuter parking lot snow removal at a rate of $75 per hour. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Bruno. Seconded by Alderman Marks. Ben, do you have anything?
And if I may, I just add, again, this is to award the 2018-2020 snow removal for city and commuter parking lots to Accurate Edge Landscaping Services. And I would just say that this allows for the removal of snow from downtown city parking lots and commuter lots, utilizing a contractor when more than 2 inches of snow has fallen. I would just also add too that Accurate Edge has performed snow removal for the city for the previous 3 years, and that we've been satisfied with this. If there's any questions, I'd invite Superintendent of Streets Nate Landers up to the microphone to answer any questions you have.
Are there any questions regarding the snow removal and the contract? Yes, Alderman Ruby?
I'm curious, what percentage of snow removal does the city do internally, city staff?
On parking lots or
Just in general?
in general, we do it all, except
Okay.
for the parking lots.
Oh, okay.
So-
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Alderman Burgard?
I guess related, I mean, was there a time, Nate, you probably weren't here, but, I mean, is there any thought that we would want to do it ourselves, or does it just make sense that, like, the city needs to focus on the streets and that we are able to outsource this for those important commuter and city lots?
Yes, with the time constraints on the commuter lots, we simply don't have the personnel in order to be able to be in there and clear those out before commuters get in there. So it's better for us to have that cleared and done with a private contractor rather than trying to handle it in-house.
And we've used this company for 3 years, and we've been very happy with
Correct,
them, it
yes.
sounds like. Okay, very good. All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. All right, so all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, it passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to item G, recommend approval of certificate for completion for South Street Estates as presented.
So moved.
Ben, did you have anything you wanted to add on this?
I just,
No, you're just, okay.
well, I
And-
was gonna say, I can add in and for several items here, for the next 6 items, I believe, these are roughly the same thing. Rather routine. This is several different projects that are all being completed, and they have to do with various utility and public improvements throughout the town. But we do have staff here who can answer those questions. Mr. Brian Schreiber, if he's, if you so have questions.
All right, thank you. Yep. So it was moved by Alderman Bruno and seconded by Alderman Burkhardt. Any other questions or anything? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Item H, recommend approval of certificate of completion for Riverbank Crossing off-site as presented. Is there a motion? Moved by Alderman Swanson, seconded by Alderman Ruby. Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Item I, recommend approval of certificate of completion for, this is like a duplicate.
Except it's on-site.
Oh, it's on-site, okay, so Riverbank Crossing on-site, the item H was off-site, now this is on-site as presented. Moved by Alderman Swanson, seconded by Alderman Clements. Any questions on this? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Item J, recommend approval of certificate of completion for Cooper Woods as presented. Moved by Alderman Radecki. Seconded by Alderman Burghardt. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Item K, recommend approval of certificate of acceptance for Prairie Ridge as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Bruno, seconded by Alderman Ruby. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Last one here, item L, recommend approval of certificate of completion for Prairie Ridge as presented. So the previous one was a certificate of acceptance, this one is the certificate of completion. Moved by Alderman Ruby and seconded by Alderman Clements. Questions? Okay. Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to new business public comment. Does anyone have any new business or any comments from the public? Okay. Well, I guess then I will say that I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my dad, who's turning 85 on Wednesday of this week, so happy birthday, Dad. And anything else? Okay, then I like a motion for adjournment. Moved by Alderman Marks, seconded over there by Alderman Swanson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thanks so much, everyone. Great evening.